use tools like Jira, we have Trello, and so many others. But the most popular one is Jira and Azure DevOps. So in Azure DevOps, you use it to manage your tools. And what are the importance of using these project management tools? You use it to manage tasks, you use it to collaborate with team members. It also helps team members and stakeholders to monitor project progress. Like, okay, look at the project we're working on, and everybody is on this project and it's been added to this particular project management tools. So it helps the stakeholders, the owners of the project, your employers to know the progress of this project. How is it going? Are they really working on it? Especially now that most organizations have some workers that's working remotely, working hybrid and all that. So with these project management tools, it helps organization to manage their projects. It helps them to know the progress of the projects. So that is why most organizations use these project management tools. Also, it also helps the team members to know the performance of the project and the workflow. Okay, is this project actually moving on and all that? It also helps them to know what is obtainable. Okay, this project we're working on, how far have we gone? Hello? Is someone talking? Hello?
No one is talking. I think
Oh, okay.
Peculiar, her mic was not muted, but it's muted now.
All right. So that is what Azure DevOps is all about. It's basically used in managing projects, managing tasks. It helps to monitor the project, the progress of a project. So that is the brief introduction on this in what the project management tool is all about. So, and when you are added to a project management tool, maybe you are newly employed in an organization and you are added to in Azure DevOps. This is an overview of how it looks like. Here, you get to see the members, the number of persons that you'll be working with in this particular project. I don't know if you are seeing my mouse, my cursor. So here is showing 7 members and you'll be able to see their names. So here gives you the number of members working on this project. Also, you have project statistics. It will give you the number of tasks created. Look at it. Work item created, you have 7. Work item completed, you have 0. Period last 7 days ago. So it gives an overview of what is actually happening in a project. Then we'll have about this project. So each project will have a brief description of what the project is all about, the name of the project and all that. Then when you move to your side navigation panel, you are seeing overview, summary, dashboard, wiki, bots, repos, pipelines, test plans, artifacts. So this is an overview of how Azure DevOps looks like when you are added to one in your organization or when you start working with an IT company and any tech companies. So this is how it looks like. So I will be concentrating more on the side navigation panel because that is where we'll have more of the work on. So when you click on overview, this is how the overview looks like. This is an overview of the board. Then summary, I'm clicking on summary, is still the same thing. Then let me click on board. So when you click on board, this is how the board looks like. You have an overview, the project, the project name, description if you have any, last access date, yeah, last configured. So the next one on the side navigation panel we are clicking on is wiki. So we are going to add a wiki, and wiki gives you, it's like when you want to publish a wiki, it's like a brief description of a project you're working on, will show you how it works. Like publish a wiki code, you write the branch, the project you're working on, the name of the project, the folder, and the wiki name. So that is for wiki. But the major task where you'll be coming every day in your workplace is the board. When you click on the board, you will have the backlog, the sprints, the queries, delivery plans, analytic views, retrospective, estimation poker. So when you click on backlogs, this is what you have. So, and these backlogs, this particular section of this screen helps you to populate your board. This is where you populate your board. Remember, you click on backlogs and this will come up, and okay, you have a project, maybe for Francisca, he is trying to analyze a data or trying to build a dashboard or something like that. He will come over to this place to populate the board, which is the project she's working on. And for you to populate the board, you click on new work item. So you can easily click populate it from here if you want, or I will show you another method on how to go about it. So that is for backlog. Then we have for sprints. So the sprints helps you to know the sprint you are in. For now, you are still on sprint 0. So after populating the board and during sprint planning, the your project management, the person in charge of the project management will populate the board and create which sprint you are in. If it's sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3, sprint 4, sprint 5, whichever sprint. So from here, when you click on the sprint, it will help you to know which sprint you are in. If actually the project is about Scrum, or if it's waterfall, it will still show you which particular stage you are in the project. Then here is for queries. If you have any query, you will raise it up here, but most times you won't be using it. You'll be using it from the board. So we'll have delivering plans. This is for QAs, software development software engineers, where they create their delivering plans, create their test plans and all that. Then this is analytic view. So when you have populated your board, here will give you all the summary of what you have been doing in a project, when last you have done it and all that. Then you have retrospective. Retrospective is always at the end of the sprint. So the Scrum Master will come and create this board, and everyone in the team go and populate it, showing what went well, what didn't go well, and all that. So you guys will discuss on it and know which one to work on. Then the estimation poker, this is during sprint planning, where you get to choose the number of get to estimate on a ticket or on a product backlog. Then we'll have the repo, the pipelines, and all that, which is more for the QAs. Let me go back. Yeah, the pipelines, test plan, artifacts, all these ones are for QAs, for software development. So here is where they come to create their test plans and all that. So I will come back to product backlog. Sorry, guys. So I want to show us how to populate the board in when you are working on a project and you want to populate your board. Good. You click on work item on your side navigation panel and you click on new work item. So when you click on new work item, you will see creating a bug. So most times when you create a bug is when what's okay, is for QAs when they are texting, maybe when you are finished creating your project, maybe you are finished analyzing a project, or yeah, you have finished creating a dashboard or building a particular product based on your requirements and all that, based on what you are doing. And the QAs wants to text to be sure that what you are asked to do is what you did. So this is when, okay, what you did wasn't aligning with the the requirements, and they have to come up to create a bug. Then next one you see is epic. Epic is when I will explain what epic is. This card changes. So in epic, in creating stories, we'll have epic, features, and product backlog. So epic is usually the main topic. Like, okay, I want to create, what will I use? I want to download SQL. So you go and create you go and create your task. You go and populate your board on what you want to do, which is downloading SQL. So under this epic, then you have to create a feature and a product backlog. Discord changes. And a product backlog. So the epic is usually the parent requirements. Then the feature is like a sub of the parent requirements, and product backlog is more like is splitting it into different sessions. So when we are explaining user stories and acceptance criteria, we're going to explain epic features and product backlog much more better. But know that when creating your tags on the board, you need to create, first of all, the major tags will be the epic. Then the sub features, the sub tags you are going to carry out will be the feature. And the sub of it, we usually say that epic is the parent tax, then the feature is like a sub of it, part of the things you are going to do in the epic. And product backlog is like dividing it into splitting them into tiny bits so that your work will be easy. So when you are populating your board, you need to create the epic first. You click on epic, write it, maybe let me type in downloading SQL. Download SQL. Then you save it. Then under back to work item, under downloading SQL, you will need to create under this, you will need to create epic. You need to create features and you need to create product backlog under epic. So every you when you are creating, is a bit confusing, but I'm trying to explain it so that you understand what I'm saying. So in Epic, in populating your board, you must first of all populate the Epic. Under the Epic, you populate your feature. Under the feature, you populate your product backlog. Let me say it again. When populating your board, the normal standard of populating your board is you need to populate the epic. The epic is the major task of what you are supposed to do. Then under the epic, you create your feature, which is a smaller unit, a bit of what you're supposed to do in the epic, part of it. Then your product backlog will be like the sub. Okay, I want to download SQL. Then what are the things I need to do to download SQL? What are the features? So when I have downloaded SQL, what do I want to do with the SQL, which is what you populate under product backlog? So that is how that works. So stay under it. Then when you have populated your board this way, then under it, you will now start creating your tags. So I want to analyze data with SQL. You will go and create it, analyzing so data using SQL under your SQL ticket. If you want to, let me go back. So that is it for this. So under your product backlog, that is where you start creating tags. Don't confuse it, please. You populate your board starting with Epic. Then under the Epic, you divide it into features. Under features, you divide it into product backlog. Then from product backlog, that is where you commit it into sprints. Then after committing it into sprints, you start, for example, if you're not the only one working on that particular ticket, so everyone working on that particular ticket will go and create their tags. Peculiar will go and create her own tags. Francisca will go and create her own tags, and every other person working on that particular ticket will go and create their own tags. Then under impediments is when there's an issue, then you create impediments informing the person in charge of that particular ticket. Okay, this particular ticket, there is an issue on it. Do you want to look into it and see what is happening on that particular ticket? And they will try to solve it. Or if you have impediments working on that particular ticket, that is when you use the impediment feature. Then we'll have test cases, which is for software engineers, when they will start writing their test cases and start automating and analyzing that particular ticket. So that is it for that. That is it for that. So let me show us what next do I need to do. So that, let me show what next. Future. So that is it. What next? So I have open query. Okay, let me open up this particular ticket. So when you want to, for example, we are still on this, when you have finished populating your board and you want to assign it to yourself or to anyone, a team member working in the project, you click on this particular section. So you can see assign it to Salome. You can still type the person's name. Let me type Peculiar. I can type Peculiar and assign it to Peculiar. I can type Francisca and assign it to her. So this particular ticket, I will assign it, or it's either assign it to myself or assign it to the person that should be in charge of this particular ticket. Then we'll have another one when you are writing on this description. This is where you write your user story, which will teach you how to write user stories and acceptance criteria in another class. So this is the section where you write your user story, and this is the section you write your acceptance criteria. So let's say you have other things, maybe an artifact to add, a picture or anything you want to add, a diagram you want to add that will help the stakeholders understand what you're trying to say, or what should be part of that particular ticket. You will add them here. It's either you export or you copy from wherever you want to bring it from and paste it here. So it will still appear on this particular section. So if you are working on any ticket and there is a problem and you want to tag someone, you can come on discussion and click your ads and you tag whoever you want to tag. At Francisca, can you look into this particular ticket and see what is there? I think something is wrong with it, or you want to add something, you want to add more suggestions. I think this particular ticket we are asked to do so, and so. You can come here and add more information if you want. So that is it for this particular one. So when you click on your board, it will bring you out. It will show you an overview of all the tasks you have been doing. So here, so it will show you an overview of all the tasks. So you can just move them across. When you have created any ticket, it will appear on new. So when you start working on it, you can drag it, or you click on this particular icon and choose, okay, done. You can click approve. You can click committed, and it will move to that place. So if you click on new, it will move to new column. If you click on approve, it will move to approve column. If you click on committed, it will move to committed column. So if you don't want to click that method, for me, I like dragging it. I'll just click and drag. Click on it, hold down your mouse, you drag to show that, okay, this particular ticket is moving. So if you are working in an organization that is using project management tool, every day your Scrum Master or the project management manager will be looking at the tickets. Okay, what is happening? You are not moving your tickets. Are you sure you are working? What is happening? What is happening to these tickets? Are you working on it? If you are working on it, can you be moving it so that we will know that this work is actually you are actually doing something. So this is where they will get to monitor all the things that is happening on that particular project, how far you have gone, what you are doing, and all that. This is where they get to monitor everything happening on that particular project. So remember, for you to see this particular board, you click on board. For you to populate your board, you click on work item, click on new work item. So for you to see your backlogs, you click on this. Here you get to see your backlogs. Then from this particular board, you can still move back. You can still move back to to your listing. Look at view as backlog to move back. to backlog section. You can still choose whichever one you want to do. You can choose Epic. Your Epic board will show. You can still choose futures. You can still choose product backlog item. So that is it. Then let me go to retrospective. So in retrospective, it's still loading. You can decide to create new ones. You can decide to look at it, what is new, get help. You can decide to add, export data, import data, clear visit history. You can decide to add new things depending on what you are actually doing. Then you can decide to, like here, I think Chika customize it this way. You can decide to do it like customize it the way you want, but just be rest assured that you won't be the one setting up this board. Is your scrum master or business analyst or project manager that will be doing it. As a data analyst, you won't be creating this board. You only go there to populate it and discuss with your team members. So this is it, creating new retrospective. You can create a copy of it, edit, can choose to edit. It mustn't be what went where. You can restructure it with any sentence you want. So depending on what you guys have agreed, you can decide to delete it, show this summary. You can decide to create email. You can decide to export this particular content. Maybe you want to document it in your Microsoft Word. You can decide to copy it out and export it out and document. You can decide to edit depending on what you want. You can do a lot on this particular board. Then we'll have team assessment. So you click on what you think went well, what was favorable and all that, and submit. From there, the team will take it up and try to improve on what's been agreed. Then, is there another thing? Let me click here. I think that is basically this particular board. It's so easy to use, and trust me, if you know how to use Azure DevOps, it's almost the same thing with Jira. How to use Jira is the same thing. The only difference is in the terminologies. From here, instead of product backlog, Jira calls their own issues. So it's the same thing. It's the same way you populate Azure DevOps. It's the same way you populate Jira. So the difference is not much. Although during this training, we're still going to show you how to use Jira and how Jira looks like. Do we have any questions so far? Any question? Is it clear or what, did I confuse anyone?
Okay. It looks so, I don't know, confusing. Just to know the terminologies, what to do, when to do what. But can I just ask, when you were on the what's the name? Yes, here. What does it mean? This committed. What does it
So,
mean when you put your tags to committed?
okay, so this particular board, this particular setup is done by your Scrum Master. So your own job is to come here and create your tasks. Do you get? So there are different ways you can create your tasks depending on how you want it. You can click on here and create your tasks.
So
Okay?
as a data analyst, let's say for instance, you're doing a project,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of project now, and they've assigned you the work to do. For instance, this downloading of SQL that you mentioned,
Okay.
they assigned you that you're the one that will download the SQL and install it. Is that so? If you come here, you type
Yeah,
under,
if you
you
come
create
here,
new.
you create your tax, you write whatever you want to call it. Do you get?
Mm.
You create it. Then another way to go and create it is from your work item. Okay? From your
Oh, okay.
work
So
item,
they are the same
they are the
thing,
same
but
thing.
it's
It's just
different.
like a shortcut
Okay.
on how to easily access it.
Okay.
So you click on your work item, click feature. So in creating tags, especially in Azure DevOps, okay, it's usually have branches. So that is why I say always start with Epic so that you just write maybe SQL or downloading SQL so that all other projects under SQL you keep on creating
Sub
your
one, sub
yeah,
dot.
which is under the sub ones are under product backlog. Okay. So
Okay,
once you
so
have created one epic, do you understand? One epic, other ones, other product backlog, everything under SQL will now be under every work, every task under SQL will now be under that particular ticket. Do you get?
yeah.
So you have created an epic. So
Mm.
other tasks you want to do under that particular ticket you have created under epic will all be under product backlog. So when a stakeholder or anyone in charge of that project, your any external stakeholder, internal stakeholder, anybody goes to the board, it's easier to understand what you are doing because that particular task is being linked. Do you understand? They are being linked together.
Okay.
Just
Like this sales dashboard now is an epic, right?
yes, it's an epic. Then under this
Mhm.
epic, you create features, you create product backlog, like
So
sales
how do you
dashboard.
create the features now?
Okay, let me show you. So this is sales dashboard. So this is sales dashboard.
Yeah.
Okay. So for you to create a feature, let me go back. I'll show you. It's as if I'm so fast.
Ye- Yes, you.
Uh,
I was about to ask you how you got to this place that you now have only
okay.
these two.
So it's easier. I clicked on work item.
Mhm.
You get so all these features takes you to one another. Like all of them has a shortcut to access it. Do you get? So when you're on your board on your work item, you can easily
Mhm.
go back to a particular section. Do you get? You can easily go back. So this board, this work item, you can easily go back. When you click on this, it will still get you to this particular one. When you click on your backlog, do you get? You still go back to that particular board. So all of them in each of these session has a shortcut to access each one. So for me to get on this particular session, I clicked on, look at this
Yeah.
drop down.
Epics. Okay.
So yeah, so this drop down is more like going to work item to click on this particular drop down.
Okay.
So it's the same thing. It leads you to the same place, just that they made it such a way that you can see the shortcut, whichever session you are, to easily access whatever you want to access easily. Do you get? So I'm
Mm.
on backlog on the side navigation panel, I'm on backlog. So when I click on this backlog, so when I click on this backlog and click on Epic, it will show me these particular tasks are populated already. Do you get? So when you click, you see a little sign here which
Yeah.
says add features. You just click on it, you add feature. Let me add feature. SQL, SQL, I'll save and close. Then under feature, you cannot add product backlog when you have not added feature. Okay, so
Oh,
under feature, I'll click. So you can see how it's been linked. From
mm,
Epic, I added features. From features, I added product backlog.
product backlog.
Okay, SQL. Don't worry, we're going to practice. So if I don't want to close it, this is save and close. If I don't want to close, if I don't want to save and close, I will just click on this drop down and just save. Do you get? I'll still be here. But if I want to save and close, I'll just click on save and close. So this is it. You create Epic, which is the main task you want to do. Then you create your feature. Your feature and your Epic can be the same thing, depending on how large that particular task is. But if it's large, you might have a lot of features. One Epic, a lot of features, a lot of product backlogs. Do
Oh,
you
okay.
get?
Yeah, that's what I wanted
It,
to ask.
yeah,
If you can create more than one
yes,
feature,
you can create more than one feature depending on the
but it has
project
to be
you
one
create.
epic.
Yes, it has to be one epic, a lot of features, a lot of product backlog. So you can have, like under this SQL, you are doing so many things on SQL, maybe visualizing data, doing this, doing that. You can write SQL, then feature visualizing data, maybe is it analyzing data? You can have data pipelines, depending on it depends on how large the task is.
Yes.
Okay, so
And can
but
you
yeah,
delete?
it, no,
So when you create a feature, you cannot
no,
delete
you
it.
don't have. It depends on the access level the organization will give you. So some organization will not give you that delete access level. So if you have anything you want, it's either you edit or you tell your project manager or your scrum master anything. Okay, this particular ticket, I think I make a mistake. Can you please delete it for me? They will delete it. But if they give you that access level, you'll be able to delete. Okay, so
Okay.
it depends on the access level the organization gives you. Just like in PrimeSoft here now, you don't have the access level to delete.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So it depends on the access level you have. But you can edit, you can still inform them to delete for you if you don't want to actually keep that particular ticket. So
Okay.
that is it for this particular one. Remember, you just have to, do you understand? Just have to walk around it. To me,
Mm.
it's so easy to use.
Because you've been using it.
Yeah, but it's so easy to use. And trust me, if you stop using it, you will get to forget it.
Yes.
Yeah, so you just keep walking around it. Remember, you must create your epic, you must create your feature before you have your product backlog. Then it's from here now that you start creating your tags and all that. You start creating your tags.
But
Yes.
in this whole stuff, it's not like are you going to put the dashboard, for instance, if you say that you're creating a dashboard for sales in a
Mm.
particular branch of your business, would you be expected to import the dashboard, or is there another place that they will see the dashboard if they want to see what the dashboard looks like?
So what this project management tool is, It's not like you will be importing your data here. Do you understand? You are
Mm.
only creating, they call it, in most organizations, they call it tickets. You are only creating your tax. So if you are importing data, you come and create importing data, which is new. Then once you start doing it, you start working on importing the data, you move your ticket, doing. They will know that, oh, Peculiar is actually working on this ticket. Do you understand? Once you are
Mm.
done, you still move your ticket. I'm done. Do you understand? So the organization, your project, your Scrum Master, the stakeholders will know that, okay, you are actually done in importing data. Do you get? So they will know that this particular task, we have finished it. And for approve is more like for the software development team. So this, the way we customize this board is not much you will have doing, done, approve, commit. It depends on the task you are working on.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So these
but
things are
this
not
is
like the
no,
permanent way it
no,
should be.
no. So the Scrum Master or the business analyst customize this board based on the project at hand.
Okay.
Okay, so most times you will have new, uh, and done, but all these things you're seeing, BA doing, approved, committed, dev done, all these things are being customized by the Scrum Master or the project management manager or the project officer, depending on who is in charge of this project management too. Excuse me. Depending on who is in charge of this project management too. So these things are being customized. So new is you have created a new task. Doing is you have started working on that particular task. Done is like you are done working on this task. Approve is okay, the organization is satisfied. If it's like a DA job, a DA tax or a BA tax. If it's a software development tax,
Mm.
it means the product owner or the stakeholders have actually approved what you have done. They are satisfied with what you have done. Okay.
Okay. And so they will
So
put approve.
yeah,
But
they
if
will
they are
move
not
it to approve.
satisfied, what
No,
happens?
if they are not satisfied, they will tell you, okay, this so stuff we have done, we are not satisfied. Can you go and work on it? Do it this way, do it this way. Do you
Then you
get?
take it back again to do it.
Exactly,
Okay.
you take it back and start working on it. Then, if it's a software development listing, and if the organization is working as a scrum, like 2 weekly sprints, 1 weekly sprints, 3 weekly sprints, depending. Do you understand? You have created
Mm.
all your tasks that you're supposed to complete for the sprint. Then they'll put they will commit it. That is when you say, okay, it will take me 3 efforts, it will take me 4 efforts, 1 effort to do this particular project.
Mm.
They have completed it. Then you have started developing. Do you get? So this board
Yeah.
is customized in like to to include the software development team too,
Okay.
not
Okay. I
just
see.
yeah, not
Data
just the
analysis.
DAs. Yes.
Okay. Because it
So
looks
this,
okay.
yeah, this board is customized to put both the BA, the QA, the developers, to everybody working on this particular board, moving their tickets around, depending on the tasks they are doing. Okay, so
Yes.
once you are done, you will move it on. If it's a software development team or a software task that the QAs have to text it, the QAs will now pick it up and start doing. This is where the QAs will start their job. QA doing, QA done. Then the business analysis will come in again and do UAT. UAT is user acceptance testing. So once the business analysis is done, business analyst will move it to UAT done. Then all the tasks will now move to done, which is like, okay, we are done with
The
this
end of the
particular
sprint.
task, which is end of this particular task. And that is
Okay.
it.
Okay.
So For you to create, remember that when you're working on a ticket, you need to be moving it. If you are not moving it, the organization or your stakeholders or your managers will not know that you're actually working. They'll think you are not working. Okay? They'll even ask you, okay, Pekla, what is happening on this particular project? Are you actually working on it? If you're actually working on it, can you move it? Can you move your ticket? They will every morning the scrum master or the project officer will come to the board to see what is happening. Do you understand? If the ticket is not moving, they will start asking you, they start querying you, what is happening? Why is your ticket not moving? Can you, if you are working on it, can you move it? And you cannot just move it when you are not working. You can't just move it when you are not working. You have to really be working for you to move your tickets because they are monitoring it. And also remember that you are putting your efforts, how long it will take you to do this particular job. So you must be moving your tickets. Is that clear?
Yes, it is.
Any other question? Pekla, do you have any question? Fola?
So my question is, I'm saying BA/DA done or doing. Is it that both jobs can be interchanged, or BA can do the work of DA and DA can also do the work of a BA?
No. So, like I said earlier, this board is customized to include everyone that is supposed to do it, and that is supposed to be doing this training. Do you understand? So, in the organization you are working with, they might not put BA. It might be like just a data job board, and you only have DA. Do you get? So DA is data analyst. You might only have DA. You might not necessarily have a BA, depending on the project you are doing. But for this particular internship, we usually have a BA, a DA, a developer, a software tester, which is QA. That is why we'll customize this board this way.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but know that BAs have their own job, DAs have their own job. BAs usually work depending on the organization, depending on the project. If it's a tech company that develops software applications, so the DAs will be working hand in hand with this development team in writing, bring in, splitting the stories, meeting the stakeholders, gathering requirements and all that. But if the BA is working hand in hand with the DAs, then the BAs will also be requiring requirements from the DA, writing stories and all that. It depends on the project. It depends on the organization.
Okay.
Do you get it, Napekia?
Yes.
Yeah, it depends. So just know that this board is as flexible as whatever project you are working on. It can be customized depending on the project you're working on. So that is it. Any other question? Paula? Paula, are you with us here?
Yeah, I'm sorry I came late. I'm at work. I'm even at work now.
Oh,
I'm just sneaking somewhere to attend this. So I don't know how you started this whole thing. So probably if I can get a recording of the last video and this video, I'll be able to piece one and one together and make sense of everything that's done so far.
oh, okay, okay, that's fine. But it's quite an easy class, like explaining what Azure DevOps is, being a project management tool,
Okay.
and how to actually use it. So I started on the overview of the project interface, what it looks like. Then I explained the side navigation panel, what all these things stands for and how to use them. So I think that is just a brief summary of what we have done so far. Then how to populate the board and all that.
Okay.
So
What about the last class I attended? I had to also leave on time because I had to go to work. So
oh,
the last part I stopped was when after downloading the SQL, my SQL and all that. So I don't really know how that has dovetailed into this present class, and if that particular MySQL, if there was ever a lesson that you taught that has to do with how data is imported or exported from it or something like that.
okay. I think you need to, and you have not been able to watch the videos.
No, I've not. I don't even know the
Um,
link to watch the videos.
you don't know the link to watch the videos.
No.
Okay, I think later on Kingsley will answer that for you and guide you on how to go about it. So that is it. But actually, this board is so easy to use. It's more like a practicing. Then maybe I will stop sharing and either Pekila or Francisca will explain what they understand and try to explain. Let me see how far they're able to grab what I've explained so far. Then if there's any other thing I need to explain, then I'll take it up. Francisca, are you okay? Pekla, you okay with that? Like,
Yeah, that's fine.
okay, like,
That's
yeah,
fine.
okay. So I'll stop sharing. You'll share, maybe explain a brief of what you understand, how to go about it. If you have any, if I need to come in anyone, I will show you how to go about it so that, do you understand? So that you start, you get to work.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We're
And,
doing an exam on the first day.
but that is how you
That's
get used to it.
that's
Do you
good.
get?
Yes,
If I
yeah.
finish explaining it and if you didn't practice, trust me, you might get confused. You might not know what I just explained. But if you
Yes.
practice it, you will just grab it one hand.
Okay, no problem.
So
I can
let me
share my
stop
screen.
sharing. All right, yeah.
Okay, so share. Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen. So start from here, explain what you understand, how to go about it, and we'll take it up.
Okay, so this is the overview of the Azure DevOps. So, like you said, the Azure DevOps is a project management tool that companies use to monitor a project that is happening. So everyone that is in the team would be in this Azure DevOps board dashboard, right, and see what is happening. So from here, we'll see how many bots that we have. There's only one created already. How many that is completed. Then the period that this bot is covered. So it's in the last 7 days. Then the members in the team. You see how many people are in the team, and you'll be able to see their names by just hovering your mouse around them. So when you now go to the dashboard, there's no dashboard created. Then the wiki. Oh, can I remember? I don't have access to this. Okay. Then the boards. So when you click on the boards, that's where you see the backlogs, the sprints, queries, delivery plans, retrospectives, the estimation poker. So the backlogs is where you create Is that? Is the backlog is where you create the tax. Is it the tax?
Uh, Sorry, Francisca, I don't think you're on the right board.
Right? Because I'm
Do
not
you want
seeing
do
anything
you
in
want to
the
go back? Yeah, you're not on the right board. Do you want to go back? Good. Open web application projects.
this one.
Good, yeah, good.
Oh,
So this is the board you're working on. Yeah.
okay. So let me see. Web application.
Yeah, click on this, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the boards. Uh-huh. It has opened. Okay. So the backlog now is where you said we can create the um which name did you call it now? Is
Yeah,
it the
populating your board.
populate the board? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said if we want to create, we go to new item, then we first create the epic, which is like the main heading of the work that we want to do. And after that, we'll now start creating the features and the product backlogs for the work that we want to do. So if I click on this, so if I click on this, I'll put a title for the
Yeah,
work
you
that I
can. You
want
can
to
create one. Let's practice on it. Later, our Scrum Master can delete before you guys start your major work.
do. Okay.
Just create something,
Mm,
let's see. So
Can
that
create
you get it to.
Amazon app.
Amazon app. Okay. And then I'll save.
Sorry, I didn't see where you saved.
I haven't clicked on save. It's here.
You happen to click on save, yeah.
No, I haven't clicked. I wanted to put the description. But I just
So under description is where you write your user stories and acceptance criteria. So in writing user stories and acceptance criteria, it has standard which will put you guys through.
true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Where is the description? Where I can't find it on Francisca's screen.
Look at
This
it.
here.
Look at her cursor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then
So
this
on
is acceptance
description,
criteria.
yes. Good.
Okay. So I can now go to
So do you want to show, can you assign it to yourself? Let's assume
uh,
you are working on this ticket. Can you assign it to yourself?
How do you mean by that?
but it's not from here. Is it from
It's
here that
from
I will
the
assign? Okay, yes,
exactly.
I'll have to put my name.
Yeah.
Yes,
If you want to assign
and
it to,
save.
can you assign it to Peculiar, let's see, or Fola?
I'll type their name
Very good. Very good.
and it comes out. So what this means is that the person whose name is here is
Yeah,
the person that
exactly.
will do the job.
Yes. Yes. The people
So
that have been added.
once the person opens the dashboard, they will see their name.
Once you click on the person will get a notification on his or her email.
Oh,
Yeah.
that a
Then if
job
you
has been assigned to them.
But wait, I think what I understand by this epic is like general tax. I mean, how
the
do I put it?
major
The
tax.
major tax ahead. That's
Yeah.
the word.
Yeah.
So, but if you assign this major tax to one person, let's say to myself, how will you now allocate the sub tax under this major tax? Will you say allocate
So
it to other people or how?
no, this particular one now, Francisca is just practicing.
Yes, I
So
know.
you don't usually assign this epic to anyone. The assigning starts from product backlog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the same interface. Everything you're seeing here is the same thing with just the just the difference is the epic, the icon on it. Do you get? but the way she assigned it is the way you assign it in product backlog.
Okay.
But the assigning starts from product backlog, not Epic.
Yes.
Thank you for
That's
asking
okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So I'll now go back. Oh, but it's not here. Okay,
It's here.
Amazon, yes.
yeah, it's there. So do you want
Okay.
to create features and product backlog?
Yes.
Do you know
Yes.
how to go about it?
Um, wait. You use view options. No.
So come to backlog by the side navigation bar. By the side panel,
Here.
yeah. Okay. Then go back to that place you're clicking on. Backlog item. Click on that drop down. No,
Eh?
backlog item. You are there. Backlog item. Click on that
Can't
drop
even find.
down.
Okay. Oh
Good.
my God.
So click on Epic.
Epic.
Are you seeing your Amazon app?
Please, can you go back? I didn't
Okay.
see
So
where
I'll
the
have
question.
to. Yeah. So I'll have to go back to backlog
Backlog.
items.
Go back. Good. Backlog item.
Okay, so if I'm here like this, I'll
Yeah.
just click on backlog items
Good.
and then I'll come here
Okay.
and then choose
Epic.
epics
Go to your
and
Amazon.
then click
Amazon
on.
app. No, you did not click
I'll
Amazon
click
app.
on this.
Don't click yet. Just move to that. Good. Yes. That add feature. You add
Add
a feature.
feature.
On that feature, you add your product backlog. Amazon app.
Okay, so I'll now give this one the title, say front page.
Oh, very
No,
good. I
you can
love
say
that.
registration.
Yeah,
So this
exactly.
you can also assign this to
Assign. No,
someone
on this feature, you don't assign. You start assign from this
from
thing, product backlog.
backlog.
Yeah, but
Okay,
it's the same thing.
I'll save.
Uh-huh.
Then I'll come here again.
And add. So it's easier to add this way so that you link that particular task together. Do
Yes.
you get? It's easy for you to trace that particular task and work on it. If you have any issue, any impediment in it, you'll be able to trace it and work it out.
Don't do mission
Uh,
statement. Do
let me say logo.
registration.
Very good logo.
Registration.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's you understand it seriously. So it depends on the task. A task
Yeah.
will have so many things under it. So you divide them bit
Peculiar,
by
you're the
bit.
one that will
Yeah,
do this one. Then I'll add another feature,
exactly.
Can add
another
No,
product
if you want to
listing.
add another feature, you go back to Epic.
No, it's not a feature I wanted to add, is
Okay. But I'm just saying, if you want to add
to
another
add a
feature
feature.
under this particular Epic, you go back to Epic, yeah, to add another
Okay.
feature.
Then if I want to add
Then
another
if you want
backlog
to add,
item,
well,
I'll go
if
to
you want to add another product back item under this front page, you go from there.
hmm
Can you add another feature so that I'll explain something for you?
another feature. Okay. Yeah, peculiar. What should we add as the feature?
in the front page.
No, feature. We
Another
already have
feature.
front page. Another feature that the website will have.
Okay, okay. Cats. Ah, wait. Shopping carts.
I'll be product search.
Uh, search option.
So good. So under you have two features now. So under
Mm-hmm.
these two features, depending on where you want to add your product backlog, you choose from that feature. Do you get?
Yes, okay. So on the
So
front page, this is what we want to have.
yes.
Then
So on the
on this
front
one,
page,
this
you
is
are
what we want
seeing
to
your
have.
product
Yes.
backlog as registration. But under
Mhm.
product search, you don't have any product backlog.
Okay.
So you can choose depending on the project you are working on, depending on the tasks. Do you understand? You can
Yes.
choose to add the product backlog depending on the feature of that task.
Okay.
Sorry, can you come again?
So when you're working on a large project and you have different features, so each feature will have its product backlog.
Can
Do
you
you get?
explain it with this Amazon example?
Yeah. So for example, we'll have two features here. We'll have front page and product search. So you will have product backlogs for front page, maybe registration, sign up, log out. Do you get? They will be under front page. Then under product search, you will have like the product backlogs will be like the you are searching for depending on the product, maybe uh,
Maybe
house
like filter.
items. Do you get house items? You will have office items. You have payments. So all these things will be under product search. So if you're working on a large project that has multiple features, each of these features will have their product backlogs. Is it clear or am I still confusing you?
So no, I've understood. Let me say it again to be sure I understand what you said now.
Okay.
If I'm to draw this in a tree, the very first thing I'll draw will be epic. That's the major
Okay.
one. I'm
Amazon app,
going
yeah.
Amazon app will be my epic. So I'm going to have one branch, and in
Okay.
that branch will be, let's say, the different features. Let's say I just have two
Okay.
features for that my major work, and the two branches are going to be front page and product search.
Okay.
So on that front page, I will now have different backlogs, different product
Yes.
backlogs depending on what the product owners want,
Good.
right? So
Yeah.
under the front page, I will now have registration, sign up, and all of that
Yeah.
for 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 front page feature. Then
Yeah.
for product search feature, I'll now have maybe for men's clothes, women's
Yes,
playlist, all of
exactly.
those.
So that is what I want you to understand. Like each feature,
Will
you
have their
should
own
have your
product
product backlog
backlog.
depending on how large the tax is.
That
Some
is
tasks are easy, it will just be one. Some tasks are complex, it will be more than. You
okay.
get so, but all those tasks are under one particular um, project, which is Amazon app.
So are you saying that each feature can have as many product backlogs as
Exactly,
possible?
exactly,
Yes,
Fola.
indeed,
Each feature can have so many tasks under it, so many. You can split it. That is the essence of the sprint. So if you are working on as a Scrum, if you are working in an agile environment, agile Scrum environment, you keep dividing the tasks into bit by bit, bit by bit. But if it's waterfall, you have a different background and a different setup on this board, which yeah, which will have everything in it. So for
So
this particular project now, yeah,
each epic represents a sprint or
no, each epic represents a task.
okay.
Do you get? Each epic
A
represent
task that can extend for maybe several months. Then each of the features will now represent the sprints, I guess.
no, each epic represents a task. Do you understand? Each
Okay.
feature represents a sub of that main task.
Okay.
Do you get? Then each product backlog represents a, a split of or a split of the overall feature and overall epic.
Okay.
Do you
So
get?
so that
So
means the product backlog is the least component of every epic.
exactly is the
And
bit
then
of
okay, so it's the one that we could easily call the sprint then.
yes. So that is the one going into sprint where you start estimating and start moving your tickets on.
Okay, so per time each board can contain how many epics?
As many as
And when you finish a project, that means you're done with the board. You have to get a new board, or is it the
so
same
when
board?
it depends on the organization. So most times it's just this one board. Once you are done with it, you create a new epic and start working on it. So, but if it's a new project entirely, they may create another board and add the teams that are supposed to work on that particular project on it.
So the ones that are completed will just
So
stay on
that
the board.
means
Yeah, the ones
everything
that
will remain here.
yeah, is their management board. So they want to see or you can't easily edit it. That is why most of the times they don't give you the access level to edit. They want to monitor all the tasks and what they have completed and what they have not been completed. So it's always there. They might choose, it depends on the organization, they might choose to have a new board each project or each year, depending on their goals for that year or for that month or for that sprint or that. Do you get? So you don't delete it. It all depends on the projects. It all depends on the organization and what they want.
Okay.
Remember, it's sprint. So each sprint they will create, you move things into sprints and start working on it.
Okay. So that means after creating this, we'll now see it on the sprints.
Yeah, after creating it now, you will now good. Can you go back to the board? The board. Good. So after creating it, you will now see it here. Francisca, do you want to move all the tickets back to new?
Including this SQL
Yes,
and
all of
the
them, all of
rest.
them.
Does it matter the order that it's in? Okay, it
No,
has
no, no, it
adjusted
doesn't.
itself.
No, it doesn't. So after creating everything, you see them in new. Do you get? So when you start working on it, you will see them in new. It depends on the project, like I said. So depending on the team that are working on it, if this particular project involves everybody, the software, the DAs, QAs, BAs, developers, and all these things, every ticket will be in new. Then in each sprint, the BA starts working first.
Sorry,
So
but I can only find registration. I thought I created another one. I thought I have under this Amazon registration. Okay, I
you
don't
only
have
have
anything under
registration.
this one. Okay.
No, you don't have
Okay, so
anything.
if I
But if
had something under this, it will
yeah, it will
appear
show.
there too.
Yes, it will.
Okay. So this is the one there. So it's only the
But
product backlogs that appear on the boards.
And
it's
sprints, yes.
it's only the product backlog that is being committed. If you want this, if you want the epic to appear on the board, you can still make it to appear on the board.
So now
So
another
look at
question.
move
Sorry.
move move to this product backlog item. Are you seeing backlog item? No, to the board. Move right. No, not that way. Continue moving.
Here.
Continue. Yes, click on it. So click on Epic. Can you see that Epic has appeared? Click on Features. Can you see that Features has appeared? Then click on Backlog. So most of the time is product backlog that are moved into sprint, not the Epic, not the features. It's the product backlog, because the product backlog will have a detailed task
Information.
to be, a detailed information or a detailed task to be committed than the Epic and the feature that have a high level of the tasks to be committed. Is that clear? So Epic and feature is more like a high level, while
It's
product
like the
backlog
smallest
is
unit.
the low level, like a bit or an overall, like all the things you want to work on.
Like it contains the tax in bits, bit by bit.
Yes, yes, yes. So is the product backlog that is being committed. So at this point, you start moving your tickets. This is the task you will move into sprint, and you estimate. If you watch populating backlog and documentation, the one we committed when we were last week, when we demo it, you can see the effort there. So the new ones we have done, there is no effort in it. Do you understand? When you commit them into sprint, you will now estimate your efforts and how long it will take you. It will start showing on the tickets. And as you are working, you'll be moving your tickets. Once you start working, you move to doing. Once you are done, you move to done. That is just it. Is it clear?
Efforts.
Is it clear? Fola, is it clear?
Yes, yes.
Fola?
I'm sorry, I'm at work. I'm on and off.
That's fine.
Maybe,
The much you can talk. Is it clear?
well, it's not so clear. Maybe when I watch the video from beginning and with last lectures on, maybe I'll get a clearer picture.
All right. Clear, is it clear?
There was somewhere that you clicked here. You said if you want to choose new doing, it's not working.
Are you sure yours is not working?
It's not working for me.
Okay, I need to. Do you want to? But it's still. Hmm.
So if it's here, it's showing approved instead of done.
No, it's supposed to show done,
Then it's showing committed here, but
committed.
it's showing approved, approved. See, you can see this one is showing approved.
Can you click on that drop down? Let me see what yours will come up with there.
This one,
Yeah.
unassigned efforts.
Okay. Do you
So
want
if
to
I
click
move it
on
to this one now, it's still
approve?
unapproved. If I move it to this, it's unapproved. Then if I come here, it becomes committed.
Okay. I think I need to look at the board again, but in each column, it's supposed to show what is happening in that column. Like if it's undone, it's supposed to be showing done. If it's uncommitted, it's supposed to showing committed. So I need to look into the board and see why yours
Okay.
is not showing that way. Ooh. So that is it. Do you want to go through it and let's see where there will be a challenge and explain it better?
You want me to go over again?
No, like the next thing, like going through all the things we have said and see if you have any question or anywhere that is confusing or something like that, then I will get to explain better. Particularly, I can also ask if you want to share good, if you want to ask her to go through it, So here is where you do your sprint planning. The Scrum Master will open up. Okay, go and create your. Click on it. Click on that new. Let me see.
New. It's not doing anything.
It's not clickable. Click on the plus sign by the side. Let me see.
New item.
New item.
So this is where you put someone's name.
Yeah, this is where you to do. You create your tax.
Okay, you put what you want to do.
Yeah, your tax.
Yeah, maybe.
So do you want to go to retrospective? So here you add, here is during your retrospective at the end of the sprint. The Scrum Master will create this board, then you go and fill it up and add what
So
went
what I
well.
need to do is just to click on this add new
Yes, add
feedback.
feedback, yeah. What went well, what didn't go well. Do you understand? What didn't go well. So depending on how, it can be more than this. What
And it
went
comes
well.
as anonymous.
Yes, it comes as anonymous. So you get to ask, okay, the Scrum Master will ask, okay, who typed this in? Do you want to explain? So when typing, it's better you explain. You don't just put one word, you put in a sentence that will explain what you're trying to say, so that even if you don't want to talk, the team will understand what you want to say. You get? So it's when it's one word that even when it's small, you might want to explain better because your own, the way you put it might not be the way I understand it. Do you understand? You might want to explain better what you want, you have in mind. Because in this particular session, it's just your team that you'll be discussing with. So
So you're
you don't
free.
have, yeah, you don't have any manager that will come and start, why did you say this or why did you say this? So you're just free. You're talking with your team members and you guys want to make your work better and all that.
So in this
Okay.
retrospectives, is it just what went well and what didn't go well? What
No,
about what can
No.
be done?
yeah, exactly. That is why I said it will be customized based on what you guys want. Do you get? So it's usually what went well, what did it go well, what can be done, or what can be taken to next sprint. Do you understand? So it's being customized based on what the team wants.
Did you say
It's
what the
not
team
just this.
wants or what the Scrum Master wants?
What the team wants. You can make suggestions actually. If you didn't like what is
It's
being done,
more
you can
like a
put on.
feedback after a
Yes,
job is done.
yeah,
To
you can put
to
in
sit down and um look
uh,
at what you've done, whether you
yeah,
did a good
deliberate on
job,
it.
whether you had any issues,
Exactly. So,
so that when there is a new task coming up, you can use it to better your performance.
yeah. So most times you can make suggestion. If you are not just okay with what is there, you can say, okay, can we add this? Can we add this? That
Okay.
is part of it. That is part of making your suggestions and all that. Then the team will have to agree, okay, we are okay for this, we are not okay, and all that. So what next? Can you click on the estimation poker? So here is the Scrum Master tool. We'll create it. We'll move the tasks that we will create the sprint. Then after estimating those tickets and all that, you guys will come here and vote. Like, okay, this particular story, it will take me. So don't worry, all these things you are going to practice is for you to get it's for you to get use of the board, like be conversant with the board and all that. But here is where you take up your estimation and all that. I think next week we'll be doing sprint planning. So you guys are going to participate and practice and do all these things. So that is it for me. I don't know if we'll still have questions. I'm willing to answer and put us through.
Okay. So these ones are not for
pipelines,
us.
yeah, pipelines are for QAs, environments, artifacts. They'll be the one to writing their test cases and writing their code and all that.
Items.
You want to go back to that estimation book? I think I saw something that I want to talk about. So start your game here and all that. So
Where?
this place, yeah, you can start your game here, set a card. So you can still collaborate here, do some ice breaking styles and all that. It depends on what you want and all that.
So this is like a game or something
Yeah,
for the
it
team.
depends on. So if you are committing any story, this is where the Scrum Master comes to create the sprints and all that. If you want to have any game or any icebreaker or anything, you can still come here and do it, like play games. It's more like at the end of the sprint, you guys want to relax, have fun, gist. So you can come here and do a lot of activities to keep the team spirit alive and relax and think over the work, the weeks, the sprint stress and all that.
Now you want to show me how I want to relax after work.
That is why it's like a collaboration too. So that is it. I think that is all for this, but it's so easy to use. I can assure you that once you keep practicing, you just get used to it. And most, like 80 to 90% of all the organizations usually use all these project management tools in order to collaborate with team members. So it's good you learn it. It's good to learn it. Once you're good with this, Jira will be easy for you to understand. Very easy. So most organizations in UK here use Azure DevOps or Jira. These two tools goes handy for them. Any other question?
None for now.
Peculiar?
None too for now.
Paula says he wants to watch them open a query, run a query, and that.
Why did they open in a different tab?
So if you notice, most of these features, when you click on it, it's usually open on a different tab. Some has shortcut to easily go over to the next thing. So it depends on what you want to do. But here you will not be using this. For you will not be using this. Most is more for the QAs to use. Run a query and all that. So add tags and all that. I think that is it. Import work item, recycling bin.
Sorry, let me. So it doesn't look like I'm taking us back. This run a query, what does it stand for? I thought the only time we run queries are when we write commands or instructions.
Yeah, that is why I said most times you will not be using it. because you have your analytical tools to use. Your SQL is there,
But
your
can we
Power
actually use
BI.
this Azure DevOps to run queries?
No, I don't. I have not used it to run query actually, so I don't think DAs use it to run query. Personally, I've not used it to run query, and I think the team I've seen using it was the QAs. I don't know if BAs. I think Kingsley will explain better because he's an expert in DAs. I don't know if they have used it to run query, but I don't think for DAs. Kingsley, do you want to answer it if they can
But
use
the wrong query.
Azure DevOps?
Oh, no, it's not. This is project management tool. It's not run your query yet.
Yeah.
So understand that project management tool is not where you do your projects. This is just to manage your project. It's not where you do it. The project is not done here. Are you guys with me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so just like
It's
Jira,
just like a collaborative tool, Abi.
yes, like Jira, Trello, Asana, just mention them. There are many of them there. It's just a way to manage your tool, just like
And
Salome
track
said, the box or your
progress.
your project manager will come and be able to see that you're doing your work. So when you're doing your work on the background and you're not moving your tasks, they will think you're not doing your work. So you will need to be moving your tasks as much as you'll be doing your work. Anyone you do, you move your work. Yeah, Bona wants to talk.
Yeah, just like Kingsley and Salim have explained, right? So the wrong query on there is most often the QAs usually use it. So when we are writing our test case, we've written a test case that we want to repeat over and over again. So we can create what is called a shared step there. So once we've created a shared step, we'll store it right on Azure DevOps. When we want to reuse it, right, you can just click on that wrong query and then type in the name and execute it. It will now go and pull the step that you've stored on Azure, right? And then you can click on it and reuse it. So you don't use it for anything, right? I mean, most times the DAs won't be using it. So yeah, it's just there for a different purpose. It has nothing to do with querying your data or querying database or whatsoever. Right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Kingsley. Thank you, Bona.